Super Bowl 59.
Dude, it gave me goosebumps watching it.
Rivian pulled up to the stadium with the snow tires on, the tinted windows. Many men came on, and it was just a murder.
This guy wins. Look at his record. Look at his stats. Thank God he's a Philadelphia Eagle.
You can mark this down. I think the Eagles are hosting the NFC Championship game.
I don't care how it looks at this point, as long as it's a win.
Vaughn came up with
Well, Vaughn.
that guy's playing at an all-pro level.
I mean, you could have heard that from a mile, dude. That stadium was loud.
Let's get scratching.
Lock in, Brews. It's another Speaking Birds. What is up, my brews? My bird brews. We are back. It's another Speaking Birds. It's your boy Speaks here. We're running a bit of a solo pod today. A little solo pregame action one time. A little boot scooting boogie. Yeah, where did that come from, you ask? Man, that's for some reason that popped into my head. Who even sings that? Let's see here. What is that? And hopefully I'm allowed to say that. Hopefully Brooks and Dunn, a little boot scooting boogie one time. Hopefully that's not something that's been outlawed nowadays. No, we'll see. No, it's in the clear. Whatever happened to country music? You know what I mean? The good. Would this be considered good country? You know what I saw recently? Who was that guy? Zach Bryan. Let's shout out Zach Bryan. Here's how we tied it into the birds. Zach Bryan, big time Eagles fan, got into a recent fight I saw, and I go on these things like I see things online, and I'll go down like a deep rabbit hole. So like for some reason like this got pushed into my algorithm. Somehow it found a way through all the Eagles and Phillies content to be pushed through. Here, let's see here. Zach Bryan was involved in a near fight with apparently there's this guy, he's a country singer, he's not well liked, Gavin Adcock. There were a lot of funny nicknames given to that guy. Apparently, and I saw the video, so not apparently, unless this was all fake, they're like jawing back and forth. There's a fence between Zach Bryan and this Gavin guy. They're jawing back and forth, and Zach Bryan just goes ahead and climbs a barbed wire fence. He struggles a little bit. I mean, look, come on. Who wouldn't struggle climbing a barbed wire fence? He struggles a tad. But he climbs it. He jumps down. And this guy Gavin, he like hides behind security. It was crazy. It's like, you know, you're talking smack. He's like, oh, come over here, get your beat down, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, all the preamble, right? You always got to love the preamble, the setup. And so sure enough, the Eagles fan, Zach Bryan, he hops over the fence, takes him a minute or two. It was kind of funny. It wasn't like, you know, you just hop a fence and attack a guy. He had to tactfully climb over this barbed wire, but he does it, jumps down. This guy just hides behind his security. He does one of those, like, you know, he's like going for it, but then he like kind of backs away. It's like, man, if they weren't holding me back. So I give him props. I give him props. And yeah, listen to some Zach Bryan. I've listened to a few songs. It's all right. Not too shabby. A little boot scooting boogie. You know what I mean? A little Brooks and Dunn. Maybe we should play some of that. Play some Brooks and Dunn on this pod. Really, really get things fired up. Let's see here. We got the Phillies on, man. Remember, man, the happy hour days where we used to just sip some brew, listen to some jam music, and watch the Phillies. Man, those were the days. I'm like a former high school quarterback, except my days are being 30, listening to some jam music, drinking a beer, and watching the Phillies. All right, enough of this rambling on. Phillies are down 3-4. Man, they were just up. One out, top of the eighth. They're away. They're in Arizona. Guy on first and third. Marsh at bat, facing Garcia, who's a lefty, and he just gets strung out. Just watching the pitch. He's not good against lefties. What was he? He was like 197 the other day against lefties, I heard. Just gets punched out there. Man, 2 outs. You're down 1, 2 on, first and third. What are we doing here? Speaking of the Phillies, man, we'll talk about this for a little bit. So, Nick Castellanos, he's he's the right fielder for the last couple of years. He's been the everyday guy. He wasn't slicing the bacon this season. He wasn't getting the job done. They started to platoon right field a bit. Not happy about it. And like, I get it. You're a ball player. You think you can impact. You can impact the team. You have to believe that when you're in the lineup, you're giving the team the best chance to win. You're a professional athlete. That's your job. AJ Brown, we'll talk about it later. Keep that one off to the side. But yeah, so recently after a game, I believe, was it yesterday? It might have been the day before. Who knows? But he's asked, how have you handled that? And, he gives an answer. And then there was another question. I'm doing like the worst job at recapping this. But basically, it was asked about communication and blah, blah, blah. And he says something similar to communication around here has been questionable at best. Goes on to say, hey, I was raised with a dad. It was blunt, straightforward. He gives another adjective, which... boy, I mean, he's unhappy, and it was displayed. I think it was it might have been like a locker room scrum. I don't think it was like a press conference. They're just up against the lockers. But man, I mean, look, he goes on to say like, hey, John Middleton pays me to help the Phillies win the World Series. Blah blah blah. You expect that. That's why you're here. Yeah. Do you think that maybe these comments aren't helping the Phillies win a World Series? Am I crazy in that thought? I mean, like, I get it. You're frustrated. And I get too, like, he was in the game. He hit a home run. Great. I mean, like, pivotal home run. He padded the lead. He got some runs on the board. It was his 250th career home run. So shout out to the boy, Nick Castellanos. But like, I don't know. I mean, the Phillies are rolling here. And I say this, they're down by one. I do think they win this game. This team is resilient. And I've said this for a long time. MLB postseason, the baseball is all about magic. What team is fostering magic? You have to have the magic going into the postseason in your favor. And you can build it late. You get some magic going in the first round. I'm not saying that you have to have it, but Bummer that's the third out. He popped up. But you got to have something going for you. And this team is fostering that. They're winning games. They're coming back. And for him to say that, I just think it's like he's trying to be like cause some locker room drama that we don't need right now. So I don't know. I think I would have answered it a little differently. Yeah, he's frustrated. His family's frustrated. His wife's on Twitter, coming after reporters defending Nick, which cool, defend your guy, but like at the same time, this isn't her first offense. She like went after the fans after one playoff series, and I don't know. It's like, I get everyone has a voice on X and on Twitter and whatever the case, but like, I don't know. It's you're kind of fanning the flames a little bit. Anyway, I said my piece. How about Bader, man? Bader, the trade deadline acquisition from Minnesota to the Phils. He's a beast, man. That guy is a straight up monster. I'll be honest. I saw his tape once he was traded. I looked at some highlights. Obviously, I wasn't, watching Bader in Minnesota that much, but man, I was, was like, who is this guy? Okay, another outfielder, blah, blah. Man, that's a hit of a free agent steal. Man, he's been on fire. Love me some Bader. But I'm looking forward to it. They're already in the playoffs. They clinched the NL East. So the division champs, NL East. Shout out to the Phillies. Man, can't wait for that October to roll around. Maybe we'll spark up some October pods. Some October Philly pods. Should we do a beer review? This beer is a, it says it's quality premium malt lager. This is from, what is this? I think it's from New Holland. We're getting into, man, I've said this before, like the Fest beer. Oktoberfest is good, but Fest beer, that's my favorite. My favorite beer. Boots getting buggy right here. All right, let's see. Oh, Amsterdam. So this is from Amsterdam. It's clocking in at, what is this clocking in at? I can't get an ABV on this. I think it's like 4 point. It's got to be like 4 point, maybe 5.2. Let's see. All right, let's just crack this bit. All right, the bit's over. It's a Heineken. Picked up this because they didn't have any Fest beer at the store, and I was like, you know what? Hey, what about a German Heineken? I don't think we've ever officially reviewed a Heineken. So let's go ahead and, oh, you already know how it smells. It's kind of like skunky smell. I always thought like Heinekens when you first crack it, there's kind of like a cannabis smell to it. I don't know. Maybe I'm off. Let's go ahead and give this bad boy a taste. Wow, I haven't had one of these in a while. It tastes very floral. That can't be right. That can't be right. Heinekens aren't floral. Jeez. All right. Let's do this. Man, it tastes real floral. That could be a number of different reasons, though, right? Like the batch. Man. Oh, man. Pricey. You had to come up for that one. There's no coverage on the base. That's just a hard play. All right. Shall we get down to brass tacks here, fellas and ladies, if any ladies listen to the football podcast? All right, let's do this. The Eagles are hosting the Los Angeles Rams this Sunday. The Eagles 2-0. Is it a strong 2-0? I don't know. We'll talk. Los Angeles Rams are also 2-0. They're playing some good ball, and they're upset. I told you, like, beginning of the season, we're gonna face teams. Everybody wants to knock us off. It's like we were the bullies last year. We beat up teams. We won the Super Bowl. We have we saw LA in the divisional round of the playoffs. Obviously, the legendary snow game. Shout out John was there. Shared his great stories on the pod. Like, we're gonna come across these teams that want to punch us back. That's what happens when you dominate the league. Teams are upset. They're mad. Jared Verse is upset. They're mad that we punched them in the mouth in the divisional game, a game which they firmly believe they should have won. And trust me, they could have won it. It was not a blowout by any means. But yeah, they're mad. They're upset. So we're gonna get a fired up team. It's not gonna snow. At least I don't think so. It's not gonna snow in Philly, so it's gonna be a pretty neutral. Let's check the weather here. It's gonna be a pretty neutral game weather-wise. So I mean, we'll see. I don't know. So it's going to be cloudy, 75. No. That's not. Yeah, cloudy, 75. Okay, so, all right. Take the sun away from these LA fools. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. This is a game where I'm looking at like the offense. Let's talk about it. The offense has been slow. It's been slow. Passing game has been non-existent, essentially. We have A.J. Brown. We've talked about A.J. Brown at the top of the show. We have A.J. Brown who's, has every right to be a little upset. He's not getting utilized. Yeah, I mean, let's look at the stats. I haven't pulled up, but I mean, I was going to say I have them written down, but let's see here. Pull them up. Here, let me go to my stats. I don't know if I trust these. I don't know if I trust these Google stats. All right, let's check this out. So yeah, AJ Brown has 9 targets in 2 games, which to me, we've said it on the pod before. I think he's the best receiver in the NFL. 9 targets in 2 games. 5 of those 9 targets came on slants, 1 target on a go route, 2 on out routes, and 1 on a crossing route. So that's the breakdown of his usage. And yeah, I just I don't know. Last year he finished with let's see. So if we look at slants, go routes, and out routes, 26% of his targets came on slants, 18% on go routes, 14% on out routes. So yeah, I mean, I don't get it. Is he injured? And I said on the post game pod, look, I was probably a little out of pocket. I don't want him traded. I love AJ Brown. I don't want him to go anywhere. But like, if you're not going to use the guy, I mean, and let me just reconfirm that I don't want him to. I think it would be the dumbest move in the world to move AJ Brown. You just don't do it. He's, like I said, he's the number 1 receiver in the NFL. But it's sort of me being like, well, if you're not going to use him, like, I get that, but like, start using him. I think that's the missing factor of this equation is, well, let's start using him. So I don't know. And then maybe he's not completely healthy. I don't know. At a media scrum, they ask him, he's like, they ask him about his usage, and he kind of says something like, he starts to say until we figure it, but then he like stops and he uses another word until we like get it right. So like, there's something he's frustrated with of us not figuring it out. So we have to we have to figure it out. And then on Mailata's radio show, he alludes to the fact that like, we have to be more detailed. We have to blah, blah, blah. And then, they ask him like, well, you're talking about the players in the meetings. He's like, everyone in the meeting, coaches, like, so I don't know. I went off on a little bit of a tangent with the boys on the Speaking Birds chat. I kind of went off on Patullo a little bit, and I maybe I digressed a tad, but like, man, there's no creativity with your play calling. There's no creativity whatsoever. You're not scheming anybody open. You're not like you're not slicing the bacon, as we said, man. You can boot, scoot, and boogie on out of here if you're not doing it. All right, we got top of the 9th, down by 1, no outs. Kepler's at bat, our 7th hitter. All right, so back to that. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot that we learn from this matchup against the Rams. They have, obviously, you got Forbes, who AJ Brown, nearly ended his career had he not gotten another chance at the Rams. So, I mean, look, if our receivers don't feast against his secondary, then I don't know. We'll see. But, something's got to give. It'll be a tough defensive match. I mean, you got Matthew Stafford. Was he like 17th season in the league? He's playing pretty good. Although he's coming off that little back surgery, and I know that back surgery is going to be a little tough. So it'll be interesting for sure. Man, it's gonna be a tight game. I just feel it in my bones. All these games are gonna be tight. You got the target on your back. You bullied. Kepler grounds out to first. Ay. Did we ever give a rating for this Heineken? Let's see. Man, it's still floral. I don't like that at all. It's like a 5.4. It's a 5.4. Man, Heineken's used to be the move back in the day. 5.4 nowadays. Maybe my palate's changed. Maybe the recipe has changed. Why would you change Heineken's recipe? Solid. All right, Kemp, come on. 1 out, down by 1, top of the 9th. Put in the seats. the seats, Cap. Yeah, it'll be tough. I mean, like, and I think it's, I said this, like, I think it's Sirianni's scheme. Like, Sirianni is just not a football-minded, like, he's not an offensive genius, man, and that's okay. I'll take Sirianni any day of the week. Kemp flies out. But, like, he just doesn't have the acumen. He just doesn't have it to like scheme up an offense. And when there's an internal hire, look at Brian Johnson. What happened? We reverted back to Sirianni's scheme. Dud. Oh, we got Phillies fans walking out with Stott. What? One out with Stotty? You're walking out, beating some traffic in Arizona? Man, that's kind of lame. I don't like that at all. Make him pay, Stott. Make him pay. They'll be the ones in the concourse, like, jumping up and down. Come on. Put in the seat, Stott. That wasn't a strike. Can we talk about the robo-umps? We got to get the robo-umps here immediately. Prontissimo. Because these umps, man, I think they're doing a poor job on purpose because they know it's their last season. But yeah, anyway, I think Sirianni's a great coach. He's like a team manager, man. He's amazing. He could retire tomorrow and go down as one of the best coaches in Eagles history. I firmly believe that. But in terms of the offense, I just don't know if he's got it. Dude, get on base. Stop. We got Bader on deck. Come on. Give us it. Give us that. Yeah, so I mean, Batul's got to figure it out. And I think it was Clayton who said, look, Moore didn't have it figured out. If you remember last season, we were 2-2, but the problem with this season, the schedule's, we don't have that bye. We don't have that bye week to bail us out. This is a long stretch. So you got to figure it out on the fly. And I don't know. I don't know if they got it. All right, come on, Stott. 2-2. 2 outs, top of the 9th. Down by 1. Get on base. He got on base. Bader's up. Let's go. Come on. What an at-bat. Look at these clowns. These clowns that were walking out. Now they're scooting back on. They're scooting, boogieing back out. God, that Heineken is awful. Good Lord. It's one of the worst beers I ever drank. I'm going to go on record with that. Come on, Bader. Put it in the seats. Give us this lead. 5-4. This is all live. Not making this up. So when he puts in the seats, come on, Bader. He grounded out. This is all live. He grounded out. That's all right. Whatever. Dropped one. Man, it's such a shame. All right, so let's look at this. So is this an issue, what we're seeing here? The Philadelphia Eagles organization they've obviously come to the conclusion, and it's not a wrong conclusion, that winning the turnover battle will net wins. And that's 100% correct. And they've done a great job at that. You can see the emphasis on it. I think what did they show was like, man, I don't even want to throw out an error number here, but like, I mean, it's a crazy margin that they're winning the turnover battle in the last, they went into like last season as well. Is it hampering? Is it hampering Hurts? Ever since those 2 games, the 2 turnovers in Brazil against the Packers, and then he had some turnovers in the next game, and then he protected the ball. But is that hampering him? Is he scared to unleash it? I don't know. I don't want Hurts to be in a place where he's obviously, and I'm not saying, Brett Favre it up and just start slinging the ball. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't want you to be so conservative in the fact that you're not throwing downfield. You're not taking chances. Take some chances. It's football, man. You got to take some chances, right? I don't know. I just hope it's not. Yeah, I mean, like, it's amazing. I mean, they've been holding on to the ball and they're getting turnovers. It was like what we said on the post-game pod. Man, like Reed was like, I forget what game it was where they really needed. Oh, the Dallas game so Bond chases down, was it Sanders? And like, that's so pivotal because they made him snap the ball. And what happened when they snapped the ball is they fumbled it. And the Eagles recovered, so it's the same thing. Like, you're down against the Chiefs, you're in the red zone, make them snap the ball and good things will happen. You stop them off Kelsey's hands. Boo. Hate Kelsey's. Off their hands. Makuba intercepts it. Good things happen. So, like, I don't know, make him snap the ball. But man, I'm excited for it. I'm definitely excited for it. Let's see. Man, Saquon Barkley. I mean, chiseled him up. Two games last season. Obviously, you had the regular season game and then the divisional round game. 255. Let's see, 255 during the regular season. That set an Eagles franchise record for rushing yards. 205 in the playoffs. The first game, scores of 70 yards and 72 yards. And, the divisional round, 62 yards and 78 yards. I don't know. I mean, look, if you're the Rams, you don't want that to happen again. You don't want it to. So, I mean, they're going to stack the box, and can we pass? That's really the only thing. I think Frisk is out. Sunday. Got a young defense. Yeah, we got some young players that, we have Drew McHugh back there. He's a rookie. We have Campbell's a rookie. So we'll see. Stafford is he's savvy, man. He's savvy. I don't know. It'll be a tough game. I hope we get out of there 3-0. If the offense stalls and we drop to 2, God forbid, we drop to 2-1, what's the conversation like? Ask yourself that as you listen to this. What's the conversation like if we drop to 2-1 and the offense stalls? I don't know. I don't think it's good. Probably Wednesday, Thursday, I was already just like getting consumed in like some negative thoughts about KP and this offense and Nick. And I never said a bad thing about Nick, but KP for sure. Never said a word about Hurts. They've earned it. That's fine. But man, I was swirling a little bit. I'm positive. I love this squad. I think, man, Vic is like a godsend to this organization. I think he'll step up. He steps up. That's what he does. I think we come out with a dub. I think it's gonna be tough though. Like expect us to like not have the lead a lot. I think Hurts finds a way to win, as he does, but I expect us to like claw. I think that's what I'm expecting anyway. My official score. I would say official score 27-24 Birds. 27-24 Birds. Now you might ask, hey, Speaks, you making some food? I don't know. We've already talked about, like, I hate eating during the game. I made cheesesteaks last week, and, like, I got to be honest. Man, this is a crazy take. Like, I think the ribeye, and I love ribeye as a cut of steak. Don't get me wrong. Please, I'm not saying that. I think when what I do is as I put the cut, I put it right in the freezer. You gotta get it nice and firm, nice and like almost frozen, you know? Slice it real thin. I gotta say though, I think it's too fatty for my taste of a cut of steak for like a sandwich. And I might like I've made like a tri-tip steak before. I think that's because I eat so much tri-tip. That's like my go-to cut. So I think, I don't know. I hate to even say it because I know people are gonna be like, oh, you know, it's ribeye or nothing, blah blah blah. And I get that. It was just a little too fatty for me. Maybe I'm in my not fatty steak cut, you know, stage. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, it was good. Made some homemade whiz. I think that turned out well. Repurposed it throughout the week. Made some put a little mac and cheese in there. It was a good time. But here's the thing. So I was like, let's make them. So I don't eat them during the game, and then like afterwards, it's like, well, we have this steak, and we have all the makings, and it's like you're eating a steak for dinner. It's all complicated. So let's do this. Let's think about this rationally. It's got to be like finger foods. I'm done with the making food before the game. And this is a 10 a.m. game. So we got lucky. Well, not lucky. I don't like the East Coast prime time, but it was at 8. And then, we had the 1 p.m. game West Coast, which is nice. Now this game tomorrow is a 10 a.m. game. So it's like, is it breakfast? I was thinking like nachos. Maybe I do like some like tri-tip nachos. That'd be pretty rad, huh? Because yeah, it's got to be easy. Like halftime, they're so quick nowadays. I remember they used to be long. You could do whatever you want. You could do taxes during the halftime. But so all right, so let's do some. Maybe we'll do some nachos. I think nachos is the move. We'll get some steak and do some nachos. So we'll do that. I think, or like a quesadilla would be nice. We'll do something like that, just to honor the LA team. I had steak tacos last night, which they were fire. So I have some homemade salsa left over. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do like we'll do a quesadilla, or we'll do a like a nacho plate. Oh, that's great. Oh, amazing. I'm pumped. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We'll hit you on the post game. Hopefully, we got the boy John and the boy Clayton. And we'll talk about a dub. It'll be 3-0. The Rivian will be on the track, baby. Let's go. Go Birds.